Hello YouTubers, this is your driver Scott. How are you today? Alright, so today what I wanted to talk about was Uber Eats. And I had heard about Uber Eats from other YouTubers who do the service, and I listened to what their complaints were, and I also have had an Uber passenger in my car, and she was telling me that she also did Uber Eats, and she was, a lot of the complaints are that, if it's 3 in the morning, right, there's nothing open down here in South Florida, except maybe McDonald's, a couple of other places. And what'll happen is they're driving at 3 a.m. and they'll get the request and they'll go to the McDonald's, and they'll be waiting in line because there's no other way to get in except through the drive-thru, and because they're the only place open, there's a line. So the whole time that you're waiting there, you're not really getting paid, and then you show up, you get your food, and then you're at the nearest McDonald's. The way the app works is it picks the car nearest to the nearest McDonald's, which is nearest to the nearest house. So the ride is a short ride, and you don't get paid a lot for it, and it wastes a lot of your time. And I had heard that also from another Uber driver, Uberman. He was talking about doing a delivery at 3 a.m., and his was a lot more complicated than that. And I decided to go ahead and add Uber Eats to the app and try it out. The hours that I work, I don't really work 3 a.m. and I don't really work lunch hour. By the way, there is a guy down in Miami who apparently just only works Uber Eats lunch hours. I'm not too sure about that. I did see a couple of his videos, and that's what it appears to be. It appears to be that that's all he does is Uber Eats, and he does pretty well apparently. And it's only in Miami during the lunch hours. Anyway, for me, I didn't really have to deal with lunch hour traffic, and I also didn't have to deal with that 3 a.m. stuff. So I figured, let me give it a whirl. Maybe the other complaints won't really matter to me. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I went ahead and downloaded. I applied for it, I got it, downloaded it, and added it to the system. And first time I had an Uber Eats, it was very strange. I was driving along, and all of a sudden it popped up. It said meal. I was like, wow, that's different. So I clicked on it, and I drove to the place, and I didn't even have my insulated bag yet. It was that soon. I mean, Uber's supposed to send you an insulated bag, and I didn't even get it yet. It was that quick. So it was a long ride. I went in. I waited a couple of minutes. I picked up the food, and it was a long ride. This person must have really wanted this food from this particular restaurant. And it was good. I got paid more than I would have on a normal run. So I was like, okay, that's not too bad. And when I did get that request, it was somewhere in the 7 o'clock hour. I can't exactly remember, 6:30, 7 o'clock. So traffic wasn't bad either. It was, pretty good. And the next time I got it, it was also kind of late. It was like 7:30, 7:45, something like that. And it was to McDonald's. I went to McDonald's. I went in. I picked up the food. I left. I put it in an insulated bag. I drove off. I dropped it off with the person, and boom, it was good. So far, so good, right? I don't have problems. Well, eventually I started running into problems. And here's the thing. Uber will tell you don't park illegally. And you can't blame them for saying that, because if they say, yes, go ahead and park wherever you want, then what happens is if you get a ticket, then they're liable for it. So they're telling you don't park illegally. Makes sense, right? Well, the business should be giving you parking instructions. I mean, how in the world is Uber going to know where you're supposed to park, right? So this one time I showed up to this bagel place. They closed down. Another place opened up in its spot, and the name of that place moved somewhere else. So I've seen that. I don't know if it's the same owners. I don't know what the heck happened. But the one I was going to was across the street from the courthouse. It's not there anymore. They've moved, or it's a whole new store, whatever. But I get there, and listen, we're talking across the street from the courthouse. There's no parking anywhere. You can't even sit there and hit your hazards and run in because there's police officers everywhere. So I drove around the block like twice, and then I canceled. And then, of course, I get this little nasty Autobot from Uber Eats saying that you shouldn't be canceling because there's no, after you accept the ride, you shouldn't be canceling because the businesses are relying on you to deliver. I get that. I get that. But in the cancellation thing, it says no parking. It gives you that option. So if there's a no parking option, then obviously people other than me have had these problems before, and something that needs to be addressed. And there were no instructions on where to park. So I went ahead and canceled with the no parking option. Then there was another time when I pulled in. It was a different McDonald's, and it was actually for the morning rush. And in the morning rush, I'm generally busy with regular passengers. So I'm kind of moving a little bit, right? Anyway, I get this meal. This guy wants, I don't know if it was a guy or girl, I didn't get that far. But they wanted a delivery from McDonald's. So I pull into McDonald's, I tell them I'm here and I'm waiting. All right, now normally when I'm waiting for a passenger, I give them about 5 minutes and then I leave. Well, I'm sitting here waiting at this McDonald's for the food. I'm inside, they see me there, they're looking at me, and I know they're busy, but 5 minutes go by. I canceled and I left. Of course, I got another little nasty gram from Uber Eats about, you're not supposed to be waiting around. But it was also the wait time was too long. That's another reason in there. What I don't understand is if they're giving you these wait times, these reasons for cancellation, why are they saying you can't cancel if that's the reason you're canceling for? It doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, those are not the only times that's happened. Most of the times it's no parking. I can't find a place to park. I've gone to a pizza shop where I pulled into this other parking lot that was metered. I was supposed to stick a quarter in and I didn't. And when I went in there, I said to the guy, "Is there any way to park around here?" And he goes, "No, there's no parking around here." I'm thinking, what? So here's my belief, right? If any business owner who's going to use Uber Eats, here's what you need to do, right? You need to do it sort of like the way the pizza parlors do it, okay? You need to have kind of a parking spot for the drivers to pull in, pick up the food, and leave. You need to have the food ready for them, okay? I'm not saying let the food sit there for 2 hours, that's not how it works generally, but the driver needs to move. He doesn't get paid for all that waiting around time. Now, some drivers might be happy with that, but I wasn't happy with it. People weren't tipping that often, and generally when pizza guys make their deliveries, that's how they make their money, is from the tips. Most places that do delivery, that's how the guys make their money, is through tips. So Uber Eats apparently discourages people from making tips. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and hit that button saying, no, I don't want to do Uber Eats anymore. And I can't tell you how many times a day I get this little notification saying that if you're waiting too long between picking up passengers, go ahead and make it so that you can accept meals, deliveries, Uber Eats. And I keep going, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you. For some people, I guess it works out. But for me, I don't like it. I can't stand it, so I don't do it. I just don't do it. I wouldn't mind just running around doing the food deliveries. As long as it was, if I could pull in, I could find a place to park, and then I get there and the food's ready, and I can go take it on the way to the passenger. Then, to the customer. But that's fine. But if I'm sitting there waiting around and I can't find parking, it's not worth it for me. So anyway, that's my take on Uber Eats. I know they still want me to. They keep sending me those little Autobots to come back, but I'm not coming back to it. That's it. I'm done. All right then. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. And let me know what you think in the comments below. I know I did get into a conversation with somebody who said that they had delivery guys come in there all the time. And his point of view was that he didn't want to have the food made and ready and then have it sitting there for 10 minutes while the Uber passenger's on the way. And we were talking about several things, so I didn't have a chance to get into it with him. But the fact of the matter is that when they place the order, it goes out to us, and we may be 10 minutes away, but by the time you make the food, it's not going to sit there for 10 minutes because we'll be there by the time you get the food ready. So you probably shouldn't worry about that. And then you got another thing to think about is that when we pick up the food, your customer doesn't have their food yet. So now we have to take it to them. So if they ordered the food at one point and it takes us 10 minutes to get there, then we got to wait 10 minutes, and it takes us 10 minutes to get there, that's 30 minutes away, which I suppose 30-minute delivery is not bad. But you can make it faster. You can make it so it's only 20 minutes away. Anyway, that's my take on it. Please let me know. Comment, subscribe, share. Leave a comment below. Let me know what's going on. Also, take a look at the description below if you want to go ahead and make some extra money not doing Uber Eats, but doing regular Uber, doing Lyft. It's great part-time income, and just take a look at the links below and sign up for it then. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye. Have a great day.